In order to get better ball striking from this position in the downswing, where that club head is releasing too early, we need to try to create a bit more of a better wrist hinge on the way back. And so what we need to do in this scenario here is when we look at the arms, they're very straight, the spine is very upright, and therefore the club shaft is very upright as well. And because of this position at the setup, it creates the positioning in the wrist where it's almost like the thumbs are pointing down towards the ground. So think casting a fishing line, that's essentially what we're seeing at the setup positioning. Because of this upright posture, it's going to create a very hard movement for us to try to hinge those wrists up. And because of that, when the club gets parallel to the ground during the takeaway, we can see that it gets very far outside of where the hands are located, the club head. It's moving outside of the screen here. And so if we tried to just improve that wrist hinge, we'd start to see that club head get a little bit more in line with the hands, which would show that we're actually hinging up the wrists. If you're curious about your wrist hinge, just send me a DM of your golf swing and we'll get it analyzed just like this. And so even though the issue comes from what's happening in the downswing positioning, where that club head is just getting released a little bit too early from this position here to that position there, what we really need to try to do is just set ourselves up for a better positioning in the backswing. So what I'd like to see is scooting a little bit further away from it, bending over a little bit more from the spine, so that we can, and then relaxing the arms a little bit more so that we can get this club shaft and those hands to be a little bit lower so that we can increase a bit more thumbs up in the starting positioning rather than the thumbs down. That will allow us to get a little bit more of that club head being in line with the hands, and therefore when we're coming down to hit the golf ball, we don't see this casting and this lack of shaft lane at impact, so that we can try to get more consistent ball first contact more often rather than hitting behind the golf ball or hitting thin shots.